our City channel, and today it's part 2 of our player ratings, end of season ratings. Today it's the midfielders, the forwards, and of course the manager, and all 3 of those positions and areas will be rated in today's episode, so let's get right into it. First up is our club captain Fernandinho, and I'll give him a 9.2 out of 10. He hasn't played a lot this season. Rodri has been pretty much the starter in that holding midfield, and Fernandinho's been out of the team a lot of it, but when he came back in later on the season, everyone realised we need him every time he plays. The reason he's the captain of the club is because every time he's in that team, everything just seems to glue together. Any missing pieces, anytime things aren't working, Fernandinho steps into that midfield and everything just clicks for the club. You know, for the team as well, he just protects the back line. Everything going forward, he leads the forward, he leads the attack as well. He does everything for Fernandinho, and City are going to find it really hard to find a replacement for him. I don't think Rodri is his replacement. I feel like Rodri is just someone to play backup to him. City need to find someone of a similar profile, similar style as Fernandinho for the future, if that ever happens, because he is just ridiculously good. His quality he has going forward defensively. He's an all-rounder, isn't he, Fernandinho? And he had a big talk, didn't he, reportedly in the dressing room. He said it himself with the players when the season wasn't going well, and that turned the season round, and it shows what a massive leader he is in the dressing room. It's like Vincent Kompany's replacement, pretty much, what he's doing for the club. It's fantastic to see. So Fernandinho, a 9.2 rating for this season. Next is our main starter in that holding midfield, and it is Rodri, and I've given him an 8.9 rating, out of 10 for the season. Lower than Fernandinho. I don't think he's as crucial to the team as Fernandinho, but he's had a really good year, especially after last year where people probably doubted Rodri and said, you know what, he's not the man for Manchester City, purely because he lacks athleticism, doesn't he? That's his big issue. He turns very slowly. He's not Fernandinho. That's his problem. His biggest issue is he's not Fernandinho, and it's going to be similar for, players like Jesus. Well, they're not, it's not Sergio Aguero, and they, fall short because of that. And it's not really fair to judge them for that ridiculously high standard. But Rodri's had a great season. He's been crucial in our midfield when he has played. Yeah, he's made a few mistakes here and there. He's a bit slack with his passing every now and again. Luckily, we haven't been caught out too many times with it. But he is a crucial player to the Manchester City side. And I think City do need a more of a mobile midfielder in there for the future. But right now, he's a young Sergio Busquets, isn't he? And surely he's only going to get better and better. Next, it's Ilkai Gundogan. If it wasn't for Ruben Dias having a ridiculous season and absolutely transforming the side, this man would be player of the season. I've given him a 9.4 rating, the second highest rating in these player ratings, just behind the 9.6 of Ruben Dias. And the German midfielder has his best ever season, I believe, in a Manchester City shirt. And when he first joined City, he had that sort of goal-scoring ability, didn't he? We didn't see that after that injury, and then he played a lot deeper. The next year we won the league, he played more of a defensive midfield role, didn't he? Well, this time he's back in that forward-thinking midfield role, and he was absolutely fantastic, wasn't he, Ilkai Gundogan? Scored so many goals, probably City's top goal scorer this season, because of just the way he played. He just found that space in the box. He made those late runs, and he was scoring goal after goal after goal. That one where he sat Davinson Sanchez down against Spurs was absolutely ridiculous, and he's earned himself the name the Mr. Whippy. And he's absolutely fantastic. Great season for Ilkai Gundogan. Hopefully he can continue it again next season. He's sort of getting towards the wrong side of 30 now, which might be causing him to slow down. I know the injuries in the past have maybe caused him problems, but no injuries this season really. Only a few little, niggles, as Pep Guardiola calls them, here and there. But a fantastic season by Gundogan, and hopefully he can continue that next season. A 9.4 rating for him. Now it's Bernardo Silva, and I've given him an 8.8 out of 10. He's actually starting to look more like the Bernardo Silva of old. 2 seasons ago when we saw Bernardo Silva, the man who ran tirelessly all game, who just covered every blade of grass. And not only that, he had the technical ability to back it all up with his hard work. He could find a pass, he could score a wonder goal. He scored 2, I can think of 2 incredible goals for us this season that were important. That one against Everton away, and the one at Villa at home, which was massive in the title race. That goal against Aston Villa in a game where if City had dropped points there, United maybe would have thought they were on City's heels. So Bernardo Silva an 8.8 for the season. I still don't think he's up to that level of the old Bernardo Silva. I believe he can get there. Maybe we see that next season. There is rumours of him possibly wanting to leave because of his game time. But I think when he's not in the starting 11, City do struggle more. They haven't got that hard work in midfield. And Bernardo Silva brings that. If you can just sort of, we can see the old technical ability that he had. And, his first touch, his ability to beat a man, find a pass, then we have the perfect midfielder, I believe, in Bernardo Silva. Now it's the man who's wore the captain armband for most of the season. It's Kevin De Bruyne, and he's got a 9.2 rating for this season. Fantastic again, playing in an unfamiliar role for most of the season in that sort of false nine as a striker. That's not his best position. He's best in the midfield, but because of the striker situation, because City have lacked goals, Pep has gone with a false nine, and it worked in the Champions League until he decided to ruin it all in the Champions League final and not stick to the usual tactics we've been using for whatever reason. But De Bruyne, hopefully he can get over that injury. It was a nasty challenge by Rudiger, wasn't it? He didn't go to injure De Bruyne. I went to block him off. Did go to probably hurt him, maybe. Fractured cheekbone, nose, eye socket, and so on for Kevin De Bruyne. Hopefully he makes it to the Euros. Injuries have hampered him a little bit this season, as they usually do with De Bruyne. He's obviously picking up the injuries as he gets older. But again, fantastic from him. He's just incredible, isn't it? The passes he plays. He's crucial this Manchester City side. Imagine if he's not in there. We do struggle a little bit without him. It depends. Bernardo can come in. I think Bernardo and De Bruyne don't necessarily play the best together. They play better when one's in the team and one isn't. But when De Bruyne is playing that false nine role, they all seem to work together in unison. And another good team by De Bruyne. He's a leader as well in the dressing room, isn't he now? Got that captain's armband when Fernandinho's not in the team. And a good season by him, and he will continue. He's by far probably one of the best players ever to play under Guardiola. He's in there with the likes of, Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, Robert Lewandowski. He's that quality of player, Kevin De Bruyne. Next is Phil Foden. He's set the world alight this season, has he? A 9.2 for him. I think he's been as good as Kevin De Bruyne has Phil Foden. He's one of our own, and it's proven the more you play him, the better he gets. He's been playing on the left wing most of this season rather through the middle. I think it actually suits him, and maybe, just his style of play is very Messi-esque. I think even Ruud Gullit has been quoted saying it's a sort of Messi style of play. And Foden's been fantastic this season, hasn't he? He was in a lot of pundits' team this season. That goal he scored against Liverpool at Anfield really just showed what quality he has. He's proven it. That game against Villa where he run Matty Cash and eventually got Matty Cash sent off. The games in the Champions League where he scored the important goal, didn't he, against Borussia Dortmund. He missed 3 chances, but he had the intensity. He had the ability, the belief in himself to go and score that goal in that game. So fantastic from Phil Foden, and he's just going to get better and better, and he's probably the best English player we have seen in a very, very long time. He doesn't play like an English player, does he? He's got that sort of Spanish quality to him, and that's why he's so good. He plays sort of street football, and 9.2 is fully deserved. Maybe could have gone higher for Phil Foden because he's had an unbelievable season. So on to the forwards, and Riyad Mahrez started the season slowly, but he ended the season with a bang, didn't he? The Champions League, we were carried by Riyad Mahrez. Them goals against PSG, Neymar, who Riyad Mahrez looked like by far the best player on the football field. The goal from the free kick, the 2 goals in the home leg and the second leg, and Riyad Mahrez has been fantastic for us. A 9 rating for him this season, and he become a star from that right hand side. The likes of Ferran Torres, Bernardo Silva couldn't play on that right hand side because Mahrez made it his own, and he had to start every game, Riyad Mahrez. And even Raheem Sterling couldn't get into that right hand side because Mahrez has been absolutely fantastic. And the Algerian Messi at times, wasn't he? When he's on form, you just can't stop him. And he's another player similar to maybe a Bernardo Silva, to a Cancelo, that needs a run of games. And the more games they play, the better they are. And Mahrez got his run of games, and he proved he has got the higher quality to play for Manchester City and to start for Manchester City on that right-hand side. Ferran Torres is next, and he maybe had a disappointing season by maybe his standards of a young player, but he showed glimpses, hasn't he? That hat-trick against Newcastle, at the start of the season where he was our top goal scorer. I've given him a 7.9, but maybe you think it's a bit harsh, but he's hardly played, has he? But when he has played, he's been absolutely fantastic, and I couldn't give him a high rating because of the lack of game time he's had, and he has had a couple of poor games, I think, when he was struggling for form, but he's a top player, he really is, and I've got high hopes for him in the future. Said it a few times, he's got that sort of Cristiano Ronaldo style, play to him, and maybe he prefers playing at striker. That seems to really suit him this season when he's played there against Newcastle. As soon as he went through the middle, he scored that goal of the season. He scored the 2 other goals and got himself a hat-trick. He scored a massive goal, didn't he, against Porto at home in the Champions League. City's top goal scorer in the Champions League, Ferran Torres, and he's by far one of the best young players, I believe, in the Premier League at the moment, and maybe in world football. To pick him up for 20 million euros was an absolute bargain, and look out for him next season, because with game time and with confidence, he's going to be someone who's going to be hard to stop, and probably even a starter in this Manchester City side. Now for our final winger, and this rating you may think is harsh, but by his high standard that he's set over the past few seasons, he has had an absolute shocker. I mean, honestly, he looked like he's not even a footballer. He looks like maybe he's a Conference League player, a League 2 player. He looks like he's just lost everything, all his footballing ability. I don't know what has happened to Raheem Sterling, but I've given him a 3.3 out of 10. He was terrible in the Champions League final. He was terrible in every pretty much game he's played this season. He's been absolutely shocking. It's disappointing. Sterling on his day, seasons ago, was one of my favourite players. I absolutely loved him. I thought it was ridiculous. Some of the goals he scored, held off players, made these, amazing runs, was always in the box at the right time, finishing his chances. He just lost it all. I just don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Hopefully he can turn it round. Maybe we won't even see him at Manchester City after such a shocking season. Maybe it's a mentality thing. Maybe, I don't know, he's just lost all his footballing ability. Which, if it is the case, then City need to cash in now. And I think, personally, I would cash in after this season. You just don't know what's going to happen with him. He's had one poor season, you could say, but he's had one massively poor season. Honestly, it's just been so bad. It's not like he's been a bit poor. He's been absolutely shocking. And I just don't understand it. Hopefully Sterling can turn it around next season. I've been harsh with that 3.3. Maybe you'll see this. I very much doubt you'll see this. But if he sees this, maybe he just needs to understand he's got to change something. Whatever he's doing it wrong. And he needs to start doing it right somehow. Because I just don't know what's happened to Raheem Sterling. Now for the two strikers who've pretty much let us down this season, really. Maybe not by fault of their own. But the first one is Gabrielle Jesus. I've given him a 6.7 out of 10. That is probably very nice of me. To be honest with you, I give him that because he does work hard. He is crucial sometimes in the City, the way they play. He wins the ball back. He's good on the ball. He's a good dribbler. He's a winger, isn't he, Gabriel Jesus? He needs to be put on the wing. His movement is shocking. He's always offside. He's like Timo Werner. His finishing isn't good enough for a striker. And it's worrying. It really is worrying because I do like him. I do like him when he plays out on the wing. And he needs to play out on the wing more often. You can't put the pressure on him to be a striker because he can't finish his chances. He's just not a striker, is he? He hasn't got that instinct. Ferran Torres has got that instinct. Gabriel Jesus hasn't got it. He needs to play in the wing. And I think we're probably not going to see Gabriel Jesus at Manchester City next season. City may be ruthless in the transfer market. And that could see Gabriel Jesus move. Be a shame because he does have a high potential. But he's had a really poor season like Raheem Sterling. And 6.7 is very kind rating from me. And the final player rating of the season is Sergio Aguero, the club legend who's left the club now. He's joined Barcelona City. He said they didn't want to keep him anymore. He's been injured for most of the season. He's hardly played football. We've given him a 7.0 rating out of 10 purely because it's his last season at the club. Purely because you can't really give him a terrible rating, can you? Probably, in reality, maybe a 5. I know he scored that hat-trick. Nearly scored a hat-trick, didn't he, in the last game of the season. But other than that, he's been absolutely terrible, hasn't he, really, when he's played maybe 1 or 2 good games, 3 good games here and there. Hasn't looked up to it, hasn't looked fit. You can see why he's not played. He's been injured. I hope he has an amazing season at Barcelona over the next 2 seasons that he's signed a contract there. But it's a shame. I think he deserves to go out with a bang. One of the City's best players ever, up there with David Silva, Vincent Kompany. He'll get his trophy. I'm sorry that I never got to see him play in this last season. Obviously, I've not been at the ground anyway, so I've not been able to see him play. It's a shame, but he hasn't been able to play really himself, has he? Which is a massive disappointment for the club. They've let him go. It's ruthless to let him go, I think. But maybe a business point of view, the right decision to let Sergio Aguero go because, fitness-wise, he just can't do it anymore. And our final rating is the manager rating for these end-of-season ratings, and it's Pep Guardiola, and I've given him an 8.9 out of 10. You think, should he be higher? He won the Premier League, won the Carabao Cup. Yes, he did. The players didn't perform for him in the semi-final of the FA Cup, but he absolutely bottled the Champions League final. He got us to the Champions League final doing something never done for City in the Champions League before, which was sticking with the same side and playing it continuously. We knew what the starting 11 should be, and he went into the final and he changed it. City have played 60 games this season, and only one of them have they not started a holding midfielder, and the second time they never did it was in the Champions League final. Why change it in the final? I don't know. He absolutely did us in the Champions League final. Maybe he doesn't want to win it, I don't know. Maybe it's a subconscious thing with him. He decided to change it, and I think he cost us. I know the players didn't turn up either, but it's a mentality thing, isn't it? A mentality, mentally, he absolutely ruined us. He ruined the whole team's mentality at 7 o'clock when he announced the team sheet. I really believe he did. And Chelsea, they just knew they could beat us, didn't have a shot on target, and it was down to that man, Pep Guardiola. He absolutely ruined us in the Champions League final, and you have to forgive him because he's won us the Premier League, and maybe we'll be there next season. I hope we'll be back next season, but he did ruin us in the Champions League final. That's why I've given him an 8.9 out of 10 for the season. So that's the end of season awards over. Season 1 is over here on the channel. Our first full season covering Manchester City. It's been great to be with you guys. The videos are not stopping on the channel, so don't worry, the videos are coming. We've got plenty of ideas to keep this channel going. Of course, the Euros is coming up as well. We've got a special 6-part Euro 2020 footballing challenge, gaming, PlayStation challenge combination coming for you guys on this channel as well. So stay tuned for that, coming on the 15th of June. A few sneak peeks have gone up already. So thank you very much for watching. Please do continue to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to get into the next season. The transfer window is open as well very shortly, so we could be seeing some big news, big transfers coming on this channel, which we will cover. We'll see you next time.